we have started the topic Fourier transform. The name of the topic suggests a Fourier transform. It comes after Fourier series, and the base is from the topic of Fourier series. Now, I think we have completed the three lectures about this topic, and let us continue with that. In the previous class, we have defined what is the complex form of a Fourier transform and what is the Fourier sine transform, Fourier cosine transform, and inversion formulas. And we have also stated a linear property, shifting property, change of scale property, and correlation theorem. So let us continue with the questions related to the topic. And the question is, find the Fourier transform of f of x. And what is f of x? The statement is 1 and 0. The value 1 is for x mod less than 1, and the value 0 is for x mod greater than 1. And this is your first part. You have to find out the Fourier transform of this function. And the second part is find out the value of 0 to infinity sine x over x dx. This will be the second part of this question. First part is find the Fourier transform of this question, and the second part is evaluate this value. And you see, you will evaluate this value by using the Fourier transform of this function. Now remember, what is the meaning of x mod less than 1? X mod less than 1 mean x lying in the interval -1 to 1, and x mod greater than 1 mean x is greater than 1 or x is less than -1. You must remember the meanings of this. X mod greater than 1 means x is least greater than 1, or one of the possibility is there, x is less than -1. Now let us start with the solution. The Fourier transform of f of x we need to find out, and by definition the formula is e raised to power iota s x f of x dx. This is the definition which we have done in the previous class. And you just see minus infinity to infinity interval is there, and it means you can break the interval minus infinity to -1 plus -1 to 1 and plus 1 to infinity. That will be minus infinity to infinity interval will be the sum of or the splitting or the distribution of the total interval is minus infinity to -1, -1 to 1, and 1 to infinity. How? You just see, this is the interval we have. X less than -1 mean minus infinity less than x less than -1, and x greater than 1 mean 1 less than x less than infinity. This is the meaning of this one, and this is clear. X is lying between -1 and 1. So only value exists for this interval, that value is 1. Otherwise the value for both these cases is 0. So minus infinity to -1, this interval, the value is 0. So you can substitute the value here, e raised to power iota s x 0 dx, -1 to 1, this interval, the value is 1, e raised to power iota s x 1 dx, and this value is again 0. So it means this value, this integral will vanish, this integral will also vanish. You will integrate this term, e raised to power iota s x after integration divide by iota s. and the limits are -1 to 1. 1 upon iota s can be written here. So e raised to power iota s and minus you will write minus e raised to power minus iota s. Now, if you remember, you will make some arrangements over here. And this is the term we are getting after substituting limits. So if we divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2, you can write down that is t2 upon iota s, and this is the value of sin s. Iota we need here. Iota we need here. Okay. Make adjustment in the next step. So the term can be written like this: 1 upon s into 2 times e raised to power iota s minus e raised to power minus iota s upon 2 iota. So this is the value of sin s. So ultimately it will come out to be 2 sin s. This 2 is here. Sin s is the formula for this term and over s. So this is the Fourier transform of f of x which we require. So clearly s should be non-zero, because if s come out to be 0, because iska we can clear here that if s is 0 or s come out to be 0, then what will be the value of f of 0? F of 0 mean that will be 0 over 0 form, because f of 0 will come out to be 2 sine 0 over 0. So this will be 0 over 0 form, and then by L'Hospital rule, the f of s will be equal to that is 2 cos of s over the derivative of s, that is 1 by L'Hospital rule. So therefore f of 0 will be 2 cos 0. Cos 0 is 1, so the value come out to be 2. If it is so. Now you know that this is the first part of the question, that you need to find out the Fourier transform of f of x. This is why your f of x. Now we need to evaluate this 0 to infinity sin x over x dx. So for doing so, let us move further, that how to evaluate the second part. By inverse formula, by inverse formula, your inverse formula was fx is 1 over 2 pi, that is minus infinity to infinity, and f of s e raised to power minus iota sx ds. This is by inverse formula, and what it come out to be 1 upon 2 pi. You can substitute the value, that is 2 sine s over s e raised to power minus iota sx dx, and given the limits minus infinity to infinity. Now 2 can be cancelled with this 2, and you can write down the term. The term is the term can be written like this: 1 upon pi minus infinity to infinity sine s over s e raised to power minus iota sx dx is equal to f of x. This one. And what was your value of f of x given to us? This was the statement of the question. One value is for x mod less than 1, and 0 value is for x mod greater than 1. What we want to do, putting x is equal to 0, what shall we get? you will get that minus infinity to infinity 1 over pi, that is sine s over s. E raised to power 0 will come out to be 0. There should be s, not x, because this is the integration with respect to s. This is wrongly written. In place of x, there is s. So this is s. So this is a ds. E raised to power 0 will come out to be 1, and that should be equal to f of 0. F of 0 mean, you know that 0 lies in which interval. You have to decide whether 0 lies in this interval or this interval, and we know that the upper one interval is minus 1 to 1, and clearly minus 1 to 1 points, the 0 will lie on this line. Minus 1 to 1 line will be like this. This is a minus 1 and this is 1. Automatically 0 will be here on the real line. So the point 0 lies on this real line, minus 1 to 1. And what is the value for this interval? That is 1. So you will write down the value 1 here, and what it come out to be, it will be minus infinity to infinity sine of s over s ds. Pi can be multiplied with this 1, it will be pi. Now you know that what we want to find out, you just see the statement. We want to find out in the second part 0 to infinity sine x over x dx. All the things are clear. We have the integral of this type, but in place of 0 to infinity, we have the interval minus infinity to infinity. And if you remember, this can be written, that is 2 times 0 to infinity sine of s over s into ds, and that is equal to pi. How? Because it is the even function. When you see this come out to be even function, and using the rule of the even, we can arrive on the term like this: sine s over s ds is equal to pi by 2. You will be shifted to the right hand side. So this is the value of the second part. We require this value. So in this way, we can find out the solutions of the question of various type of function. Whether to, first of all, whether to find out the Fourier transform, and using the Fourier transform, you can easily evaluate the value of the integrand. So one more question we have: find the Fourier transform of f of x, that is 1 minus x square 0. The value, first one is for this interval, and the value second one is for this interval. Earlier we have stated the interval is like this. This is the same case, x is greater than 1 or x is less than minus 1. This is the meaning of this. And similarly, we have also to evaluate the second part, 0 to infinity, that is x cos of x minus sine of x upon x cube into cos of x by 2 dx. This is the second part, and this will be the first part. First part means we need to evaluate the Fourier transform of this. And clearly, the Fourier transform of f of x, what is that? That will be a function of parameter s minus infinity to infinity e raised to power iota s x into f of x dx. Now you know that what is that? In the interval of minus 1 to 1, the value lies, the value is 1 minus x square, otherwise the value is 0. So you can split the interval into 3 parts on the same parallel term as we have done in the previous question, and what it come out of minus 1 to 1, 1 minus x square e raised to power iota s x dx. And now you can integrate it, and you will integrate it by parts. First part is there and the second part is there. So first part, as it is integral of second e raised to power iota sx iota s within the limits minus 1 to 1, the derivative of this, that is minus 2x e raised to power iota sx over iota s dx. Now you can substitute the limits. And when you substitute the limit for limit 1, this is 1 square. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. And for minus 1 also, this will be 0 again. So this value will vanish. That will be minus and minus plus 2 over iota s. You can integrate it again, x e raised to power iota sx dx. Integrate it by parts again. First function x, as it is integral of second, and the limits are minus 1 to 1. The derivative of x, that will be 1. That will be e raised to power iota s x over iota s dx. Now you can substitute the limits, and when you substitute 1 here, you will get e raised to power iota s e raised to power iota s, and when you substitute minus 1 here, you will get minus, this minus will be there, and 1 minus will be from the lower limit after substitution. So that come out to be plus e raised to power minus iota s, and this will be minus iota s. That will be again you will integrate it iota s x over iota square s square. You can write down like this. Now you can substitute the limits and adjustment of terms. You can divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2. So that is 2 cos of s over iota s. Iota square is minus 1, can be taken out. This can be written as plus 1 over s square e raised to power iota s minus e raised to power minus iota s. So after making the adjustment of the terms will be like this. Now you can take this to inside. This term can be taken inside. That will be 4 cos s over minus s square, and that will be written like that will be 2 upon s cube. This will be s cube, and we require e raised to power iota s, e raised to power minus iota s over iota. This iota will be written over here. Now you can need some adjustments. You need 2 here, so you will divide by 2 and you will multiply by 2 also, because this will be the value for sin s. So what it come out to be minus 4 cos s over s square, and this is a 4 over s cube into sin s. So ultimately what to take common, that will be minus 4 over s cube can be taken common. That will be s cos of s, and that will be minus sine of s. So this is the adjustment of the term and the Fourier transform. So this is the Fourier transform of the given function f of x. So this is the first part, and for the second part, by inverse formula, you can write on the inverse formula here. Inverse or inversion formula, the meaning is same. By inversion formula, f of x is 1 over 2 pi minus infinity to infinity, and that is f of s into e raised to power minus iota s x ds, and it can be written like this: 1 over 2 pi minus infinity to infinity, the value of fs minus 4 over s cube s cos of s minus sine of s e raised to power minus iota sx dx is equal to fx. And what is the value of fx? It is given in the statement 1 minus x square and 0. The value 1 minus x square is for this interval, and the value 0 is for this interval. So if you see, if you substitute, put x is equal to 1 by 2, and then what will you get? If it come up with this 2 will be cancelled with this, so minus 2 upon pi, and that is minus infinity to infinity, that is s cos of s minus sine of s over s cube, and e raised to power minus iota s x dx can be written here. E raised to power iota s x. We need to substitute the value of x here, and the value of x will be 1 by 2. Substitute x is equal to 1 by 2 here. If you substitute 1 by 2, you will get e raised to power minus iota s by 2 ds, and that will be equal to 1 by 2 will lie in the interval this one, because this will be the interval minus 1 to 1. Clearly 1 by 2 will lie in this interval, and when you substitute 1 by 2, that come out to 1 minus 1 by 4, so that will be 3 by 4. Why don't we substitute another value? Because we require the expression in that way. We need the value, and you just see the second part of the question. We need x by 2 here. So that's why we need not to substitute x equal to 0 in this case. So substitution will totally depend upon the requirement, that what we have to do. In the second part, we have to evaluate this expression. This term is clear. We are getting this term. You can see the output. We are getting the term, but cos x by 2 we shall get from this term, exponential term. So that is why the substitution will be in that way, so that we will be able to evaluate the required term. So be very much cautious while you are substituting the value of x. So let it come out to be now minus infinity to infinity. This term can be taken to the right hand side also. That is s cos s minus sine of s over s cube e raised to power minus iota s by 2 can be written as cos s by 2 minus iota s by 2. And this is by Euler formula. We have also discussed about Euler formula in the previous class. That is minus 3 pi upon 8. Now, you know that you can easily find out the value by equating the real part. So, equating the real part on both sides, what we shall get? We shall get minus infinity to infinity s cos of s minus sine of s cube into cos s by 2 ds. That is a minus 3 pi by 8. But what we require, just see the question, we require the limits 0 to infinity. All terms are same, so only the difference is of limits. So by using the property of even function, that is 2 times 0 to infinity s cos of s minus sine of s cube into cos of s by 2 into ds minus 3 pi upon 8. And this will be written in the next step, that will be 0 to infinity s cos s minus sine s cube into cos of s by 2 ds. Now this 2 can be taken in the denominator of this, and it will come out to be minus 3 pi over 16. So this is the output of the second part of the question. Okay, we can also change a variable, as we require the question in terms of a variable x, but we are getting the expression in terms of s. And we also know that change of variable in definite integral doesn't make any difference. So you can write down the output in the form of variable x. So that will be equal to x cos x minus sine x upon x cube cos x by 2 dx is minus 3 pi by 16. So this is the output of the second part. So by this way, we can find out the Fourier transform of a function, and, and hence means we can use that Fourier transform for finding out the deduction. The second part we can say that is the deduction of the integral. We can find out that deduction by using the value of the function. So we have one more question, that find out the Fourier cosine transform. This question is particular for Fourier cosine transform. Find out the Fourier cosine transform of f of x. This is a discontinuous function. The value x is for the interval 0 to 11. The value is 2 minus x for the interval 1 to 2. This is for 0 to 1, not for 0 to 11. The first interval is 0 to 1, and the last value is 0 for the interval when x is greater than 2. And what we want to find out, Fourier cosine transform of f of x. And by the formula, that will be equal to 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity f of x into cos of sx dx. And you can split the interval 0 to infinity into 3 parts, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to infinity. And here, for the interval 2 to infinity, the value of the function is 0. Which means the third integral will automatically vanish. And for the first integral, we have x cos of sx dx, and for the second integral, we have 2 minus x cos of sx dx. It is simple. Now you just need to integrate this. You can integrate the first integral by parts. First function as it is, integral of cos is sine sx upon s. Limits are 0 to 1. The derivative of x will be 1. Integration of cos is sine sx over s. And similarly, in the second integral, first function as it is, integration of cos is sine sx over s. The limits 1 to 2 and 1 to 2. The derivative of 2 minus x, that is a minus 1 sine sx over s dx. Now you can substitute the limit. When you substitute 1 here, you will get sine s. And When you substitute 0, you will get 0. So ultimately sine s over s minus for the interval 0 to 1, the integration of sine will be minus cos of sx over s square. The limits are 0 to 1. Now, for the upper limit 2, that will be 2 minus 2 is 0. So for the lower limit 1, 2 minus 1 is will get 1, and that will be sine s over s. And that is a minus, and minus is a plus. The integration of sine is again minus cos sx over s square within the limits 1 to 2. So ultimately, we can see that this is sine s over s positive and sine s over s negative. So minus and minus will be plus, and that will be cos s minus 1 over s square after substituting limits, and this will be equal to cos 2s minus cos of s over s square. So s square is LCM, that is cos s minus 1 minus cos 2s, and that will be cos of s. So that means 2 cos s minus cos 2s minus 1 upon s square. So this is the final output of the question. Means to say that this is the final Fourier cosine transform of a given fx. In the similar manner, we can also find out the Fourier sine transform of a function by applying the sine formula. The only difference will be in place of cos here, this one, you will have to take a sine sx. Remaining integration will be same. So this is the thing how to find out the Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform of a function of s. So I conclude here. Thank you very much. Thank you.